is working right, but not in this moment. Hoje, uma entrevista em inglês. Vamos falar geralmente com uma convidada secreto e ela vai-se já revelar, é a minha convidada. Annett, she has the secret invitation for this interview in 16 válvulas, as to say, or 16 válvulas. We are not seeing her at this moment, but when she turns off the Skype video, then she will appear here. And almost there, we see that she is connecting. Everything is almost done. And now she has appeared. She is gone. Now she is there. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Annett Fischer. She is here in Portugal, as you already seen in the badges. She is here in Portugal to race in Rally or the Baja of Portalegre. By that is okay. Very nice moment in this case. And Annett is here with us to present herself and to see and for us to understand what she is expecting for Baja de Portalegre. So, Annett, be the welcome first of all to Portugal. I believe that a lot of us don't know, as to say, more or less about your career, but you have an impressive career in motorsport, especially in this case in all-terrain. Can I ask you, in this case, Annett, to present yourself for motorsport, which is your connection? What have you been doing in the last times for us to understand why you are here in Portugal, in Portalegre? Be the welcome. The microphone is yours.
Thank you very much for the invitation, first of all. And even if I'm appearing and disappearing like a ghost sometimes, I just, would like to say hello to everyone in Portugal and to everyone in the world, for sure. I'm really happy to be here now in Portalegre. And my past, I mean, some of you probably know already. I started actually as a physiotherapist in the cross-country scene, and it was in 2012. I was together with X-Ray, and I worked for them first as a physiotherapist, and I run the whole medical team. And let's say, I didn't want to call it career because I just wanted to race. So in 2008, I started to get the idea to race somehow, and I started in the Dresden-Breslau rally, which is a very tough one. Went at that time from Dresden to Breslau in Poland, and it's like a trophy rally, so crossing a lot of mud, like probably here in this race.
But only your idea? There was no relatives in your family that has already been doing this, and this in your blood, as to say, in your DNA?
Not at all. Even when I thought I would like to go to my first race, it was really difficult to somehow explain this to my mother, because my father died in a car. So I really tried to say, I really like to go to a race. And then my mother said something which I really didn't expect it actually in this moment, because she was quiet. And then she said, okay, they are safer than on the street.
Okay.
I had no idea what to say. You know, these situations, you have no idea what to say. I was prepared for every answer, but not for this one. And then, I went to my first race. Actually, I got known about the scene from a patient on my table. He was working as well in the scene as a paramedic. Okay. And my first idea was just to work for rally and cross country. And then I saw the guys doing this sport, and I said, this is super crazy, but it's super cool. And then some journalist came to me and said, since Jutta Kleinschmidt, there was no woman anymore in this sport. So it was 2008. It's a long time ago. And then I said, okay, then I'm doing it. Totally out of
Let's do it.
With no clue what I'm doing or saying there, but I'm a ghost again. Wait.
Okay. The charm, feminine charm. Okay, I see the thing. Okay, so please, But
This was
always
my
with
start.
connection with the X-Raid, for example. X-Raid always supported you and always giving you the strength that you need to be in this competition, right? Or
I needed to earn money somehow, and to work for them because they were the biggest team, and that's why I sent my just a CV to them. And they didn't reply in the first moment, and then it took half a year, something like that. And then they said, you know, you would like to come with us to Morocco? And I said, yeah, sure. And they said, yeah, it's tomorrow. I said, what? So this was my first introduction to X-Raid, and I just went with them to Morocco and did my job, and yeah, obviously had a really good time there, and started my career as a professional sports physiotherapist then.
And in competition, which was your best achievement? Can you still remember which was the best, or the best is yet to come?
I mean, it is always great to be on the next race. You know, you finish one race, you want to go to the next one. Actually, yeah, it took you maybe one day to just what the fuck I'm doing here, and then okay, go to the next one. Especially if it's not as good as you think, and it's especially cross country, you not always find perfect conditions. It's not always everything pink. Huh? It is sometimes your car is crashing, or it's just a mechanical issue and you need to repair your car, and a lot of things can happening in the race. And yeah, sometimes you really think, what the fuck I'm doing here? And then you go home, or you just finished the race, you're super happy that you somehow even made it. Huh? To repair your car in the middle of the desert with just the parts you have and with just the tools you have. Especially, usually I'm going as a completely female team. It's not an easy one, and it is a big challenge. And I love to challenge myself. And I'm even if it was not a good day, but if you made it somehow, and you can be proud of you, then it is something very special, and I really love to be in those races. So it's super different to circuit races where you're a driver. So that's it.
I believe that it was your dream one day to make one Dakar, but you have already achieved it. It was completely different from the idea that you got from the scenes that we see at TV and all the things when you are there, when you are performing there at Dakars.
I mean, for me, I was already on a Dakar as a physio with the team, so I know a little bit what it is about. And I had the super big chance to learn from the best ones. Obviously. So I had the best drivers of the world were on my massage table every evening. So I had the chance always to ask them. The co-drivers, the drivers, just everyone, and even the mechanics or the team boss or the engineers. So you can learn so many things just by watching and trying to get as much as possible. And this is so interesting, and it's so great. And who else has this chance? So I'm really grateful that I had this job and just could do it. And actually, I was in Morocco, and we were for testing, and Andrea Peterhansel was there as well. And she came with the idea that she wants to go with me to the Dakar. And I was laughing. It was on the table, you know. I was treating her. And she said, you are going with me to Dakar? I said, yeah, sure. And then she said, no, I really mean it like this. And I would like to co-drive you. I said, yeah, sure. And then it was like coming closer. And then we said,
you've got to pinch yourself to know if it was really.
You really think that we should go together to the Dakar? And she said, yeah, let's just do it. I said, okay, yeah. It was October, so right, like now. I said, okay, how should we do that? And then we just tried to make it happening, and it was happening. So this was my first race in the Dakar in 2019. And finished 14th, and it was really, really good for my first Dakar in T3 or SSV. Was it at that time? There was no T3; it was all SSV.
Right.
And yeah, from this one, there came another one. Just
Another and another. And you cannot live without that Dakar. I believe so. Right.
Yeah, I was supposed to work the next Dakar, and then just Camellia called me in the next year and said, "Yeah, you know, you were last year on the Dakar, and I need a co-driver." I said, "Yeah, but I was a driver, so how should I co-drive?" And then I said, yes. She said, "Yeah, but I need a woman because I would like to go in a female team, and I know you can do that." And yeah, she had the problem that Rosa Romero was injuring herself, and she couldn't come. And this was again in November when she called me. So everything was set for me.
Always on time. Always on time.
Like, okay, we changed the plan completely, and okay, I'm trying to navigate then. And then I learned to navigate, actually. And this was, for me, something very special because I went from the driver to the co-driver seat, and I had a totally different perspective. I was navigating before, but in not professional races. And this one gave me the opportunity to understand the co-driver much, much better as a driver. And as a co-driver, you understand the driver much, much better if you know what is going on there. And this is something which really helped me a lot. And I think, yeah, that's why I'm now here as well. Yeah?
Maybe that's the vocation for you to say, this is the perfect function inside the car, being the co-driver rather than driving. It was for you, you prefer one or the other? What do you prefer?
This is a very, very, very difficult question. Because if you ask me what is more important and what is more difficult, then I say the co-driving side.
Obviously.
Yeah. The driver, a good co-driver can help a bad driver to be on a good level. A really good driver can never do better than the co-driver. So if the co-driver is bad, then the driver will be bad as well. So you cannot compare it. You cannot make it better, let's say.
Okay.
That's why I think the co-driving side is totally underestimated.
I'm sure. Not my opinion, but I believe the majority opinion is like that. I see. But I recognize the work from the co-driver. It's very important. So Annett, for not taking much more time, I would be here and I would love to be here talking about 2-3 hours. I believe we have team for that, but we cannot do it, fortunately. But I have to ask you how this invitation came to you to be here in Portalegre to make this 500 Portalegre. It was... Yes, what has happened for you to be alongside with Ricardo and co-driving him? Can you give us the secret?
Since a long time. He was very straight, and I was treating him as well. And we got friends, and we made crazy things together. Like 2016, we made those team building stuff. I don't know if you remember. So I made a team building for all our professional drivers where they drove with old vintage minis around Portugal, and we had a big thing. And we just had the professional drivers and co-drivers as a mechanics for Ricardo and Felipe Palmeiro. And they started in the race without any assistance, just with those guys, you know. And they made it, and they won Portalegre. So we have already a history, and we have a crazy history, let's say. And this year we met in the summertime in Ibiza.
Okay.
And we had a nice party.
You don't have to say the name from the disco because you have already seen a lot of them. I believe so. It was a great fun. I believe so.
It was a great discotheque. It was great fun. It was a really nice night. And after maybe the one or a second drink, we just thought, let's go to a race together. And I said, okay, with you I go.
usually used to go with his brother. So you are very special, I believe. We haven't got to ask him, but you are special for him because not very often he gets other co-driver rather than his brother, Manuel, right?
Yeah. I have to say I'm stepping really big steps because Manuel was last year co-driving me actually in Andalusia.
Okay.
And he did a really good job. And yeah, I need to step in really big steps. So Manuel, you did a great job.
I believe so. And
now,
what are you expecting for Portalegre? You are going to expect one special, as to say, a series, or what are you expecting for this stage here in Portugal?
It's very fast stages, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of trees. It is a dangerous one as well, so you really need to trust your driver, and that's why I would not go even with everyone. So I'm trusting Ricardo because he's a really good and safe driver, and this I am not sitting next to anyone.
Okay. And a different car, in this case, a different car, because you are going to be in a Volkswagen Amarok, right? And you are used for the T3, as you told us before. What do you know about the mechanics from this car, and what you will do if it is needed? You know everything from mechanic side?
No. Oh, obviously. No. I mean, we know the most important things, but actually in those kind of races, it's not that important because if you have any mechanical problem, you are anyways more or less out. So the goal here is not to have any mechanical problem.
Okay. So you have chosen Volkswagen, okay.
Yeah, just to race in a safe way and trying to reach our best results we can have. And for me, as I said, the pressure is quite high because I'm stepping big steps, and this is, yeah, it is interesting. And as I said in the beginning, I like to have some challenges, and this is for me actually a really big challenge.
And you have already bet one result with in this case with Ricardo. You have already agreed for which position are you going to fight? Is for the first one? Because he is used to winning there in Portalegre. He has the record, as to say, from most victories, right?
I mean, we have a lot of super good cars around us and super good drivers, like Yazica Raji or as well Joao Ferreira. They are really good ones, and it will be quite hard. We have for sure not the best car on the market at the moment, but we will try to have the best result we can do. So we just have a lot of fun. This is our absolutely goal. That's why we are as well driving together, because we just want to have fun, and yeah, we try to.
We've got to put our eyes on you, because I believe that you are going to be the great surprise from this edition, but I'm not saying anything. So, but you have already today have the chance to do the first test with the car, how it was?
Yes, we had the shakedown today already. And yeah, it was quite good. So we got, yeah, as well, you need to have the language with each other. And for Ricardo, it is as well quite new to get co-drived in English. So he was used to.
And the female voice, it's different.
This absolutely, I absolutely agree. It was, for me, in the beginning, was different as well, because the female voice is much higher, and you need to get used to this. Yeah, but I asked him already when we were on a small loop in Morocco how is it for him, and he said no, it's all okay, no problem. So we will see. I can tell you maybe after, but at the moment all is okay, and we are looking forward for the race.
Sunday we will discover how it was, right? So, and what about the future, the next future from Portalegre? You are going to Dakar in this 2023 edition?
Yes, the plan is to go with our new X-Raid Yamaha.
Okay, at this moment we are already in October, so this is more or less the time that you choose to go there to Dakar. That's why I'm asking. Or November.
Yeah. So it is planned, and it is on the way. I'm inscribed, and I will be on the starting list. Okay. And Yeah, we just launched here now in the, again, Ghost, which we will launch here the X-Ray Yamaha 1000R prototype. And we had already in Andalusia the chance to see what the
João, for example, has already driven one of those Yamaha, and also his father, right?
Yeah, they drove both in Morocco, and this was part of our test as well. We have now more than 7,000 kilometers of test kilometers on the car, so we are looking really forward to put the car really in the races. And the official launch will be actually here.
Okay.
And last week was Andalusia. Stefan Peter Hansel was driving the car in Andalusia, and he did some really good day results. Like, for example, on the first day, he was just a couple of seconds slower than Nasser, who got the first place. So
I've seen it.
I guess the car can do a lot, and I'm really looking forward to drive it in the Dakar.
With a completely feminine team, or with a different co-driver or driver? You cannot say it yet. Okay, I've seen. Top secret, more or less. It's secret, right?
No, it's not secret at all. So I will stay with Annie, and
Okay.
we will train to still be a really good team, and we are really looking forward to it.
You'll be driving or co-driving?
I will be driving.
Driving in this year, okay.
Yeah.
Annett, I will not take more time from you. I will be very pleased to have this conversation. I wish you the best of Portalegre, and I wish that you really enjoy. The invitation also can be used for our discos, because our discos are also very good. Not the same as Ibiza, but more or less good discos. And I expect that you enjoy your stay here in Portugal. And I hope to meet you there directly in Portalegre. I will be there. And if I have the chance, I will greet you there. But for me, the best of luck for this Portalegre, but also for Dakar. It was a great pleasure to meet you.
Thank you very much for this nice conversation, and meet you at the discotheque after the race.
Okay, that's it. With other lights, not exactly these ghost lights. So have a nice. Okay, have a nice day, and also good, in this case, Portalegre. Thank you very much, Annett. See you.